My schedule. I wake up to the sound of my alarm and happily get out of bed. After stretching a bit, I head to the bathroom to freshen up. I brush my teeth, wash my face and hands, and then head to the shower for a quick wash. I take my time in the shower, enjoying the warm water on my skin. Once I'm done, I dry off and get dressed in my school uniform, a crisp white shirt and navy blue pants. Once I'm dressed, I help Mummy a bit in her chores. My mother insists me on not doing this every morning. But I still do it as it comforts her, and I also feel great after helping her. So, it's sort of my hobby before I leave for school. I then sit down for breakfast with my family. It's usually something light like a dosa or idli, with a glass of milk. My father insists that I drink it every day for good health. After breakfast, I pack my school bag with all the necessary books and stationery. I make sure I have everything I need for the day ahead. Then, I check my phone to see if I have any important messages or notifications. I like to keep up with what's happening in the world around me. I then leave for school, which is about a 20-minute walk from my house. Sometimes I walk with my friends, and we chat about our plans for the weekend. Other times, I walk alone, enjoying the fresh air and the sights and sounds of the neighborhood. Once I reach school, I head straight to my classroom. I like to get there early to settle down before the morning assembly. The assembly begins, and we all stand up to recite prayers and the national anthem. It's a great way to start the day on a positive note. The first period of the day begins, which is usually mathematics. I enjoy solving problems and puzzles, so this is one of my favorite subjects. After mathematics, the second period begins, which is usually science. We learn about the mysteries of the universe and the wonders of nature in this subject. We have a 10-minute break after science, during which I go to the washroom and have a snack from the canteen. Sometimes, I also visit the library to borrow books for the week. I love reading and exploring new worlds through literature. Then, the third period begins, which is usually Hindi. I love learning new words and phrases in Hindi and practicing my handwriting. After Hindi, the fourth period begins, which is usually English. I enjoy reading and writing in English, so this is another one of my favorite subjects. The fifth period of the day is social studies, where we learn about history, geography, and politics. I find this subject fascinating as it helps me understand the world around me better. After social studies, it's time for lunch. We have a 40-minute break, during which I eat my packed lunch and chat with my friends. It's a nice break from classes and gives us a chance to catch up on what's happening in each other's lives. Once lunch is over, it's time for the sixth period, which is usually physical education. We play games like basketball, football, and cricket, and sometimes even do yoga or aerobics. It's a fun way to stay fit and healthy. The seventh and final period of the day is usually an elective subject like computer science, art, or music. I enjoy these classes as they give me a chance to explore my creative side. After school, I participate in various clubs and activities like the debate club, quiz club, and robotics club. These clubs help me develop my skills and interests further. Once I'm done with my extracurricular activities, I walk back home with my friends, chatting and laughing along the way. Once I'm back home, I take off my shoes and wash my hands and feet. Then, I head to the kitchen to grab a snack. My mother usually has some fruits or nuts ready for me to munch on. While I eat, I catch up with my family about how their day was. After my snack, I head to my room to take a quick nap. It's usually just 20 to 30 minutes, but it helps me recharge and get ready for the rest of the evening. I set my alarm so that I don't oversleep. Once I wake up, I begin my homework. I make a list of all the tasks I need to complete and prioritize them based on their deadlines. I start with the ones that are due the soonest and work my way through the list. If I have any doubts or questions, I reach out to my classmates or teachers for help. Once my homework is done, I spend some time practicing my hobbies. I love playing the guitar, so I spend at least 30 minutes practicing chords and learning new songs. I also enjoy sketching and painting, so I spend some time working on my art skills as well. After my hobbies, it's time for dinner. My family sits down together to eat, and we talk about our day. My mother is an amazing cook, so the food is always delicious and nutritious. We usually have some rice, dal, vegetables, and chapatis. After dinner, I spend some time with my family. We watch TV together or play board games. Sometimes we go for a walk in the park or just sit outside and enjoy the cool breeze. It's a nice way to unwind after a long day. Before I go to bed, I take a quick shower. It helps me feel fresh and clean, and also helps me relax. I then change into my pajamas and get into bed. I read a book for a little while, letting my mind drift off into a different world. Eventually, I put down the book and turn off the lights. As I lay in bed, I reflect on my day. I think about the things I accomplished and the things I could have done better. I make a mental note of what I need to do the next day and then finally drift off to sleep, ready for another day of learning and growing. On Sundays and holidays, I have a different schedule. I usually wake up a little later than usual on Sundays, around 8 o'clock or 9 a.m. I take my time getting out of bed and then head to the kitchen for breakfast. My mother makes a special breakfast on Sundays, like pancakes or waffles, and I savor every bite. After breakfast, I spend some time doing yoga or meditation. It helps me relax and prepares me for the day ahead. Sometimes, I go for a jog or a walk around the park near my house. Once I'm back home, I take a quick shower and change into comfortable clothes. I spend some time catching up on my favorite TV shows or reading a book. It's nice to have some leisure time after a busy week of school. Around midday, my family and I head out for lunch. We usually go to a nearby restaurant or order food in. We take our time enjoying our meal and chatting about our week. After lunch, we usually go for a family outing. Sometimes, we go to the mall and window shop, or we go to a museum or an art gallery. Other times, we go for a hike or a bike ride. We love exploring new places and spending time together as a family. Once we're back home, we spend some time relaxing. My siblings and I usually play board games or watch a movie together. We sometimes invite our friends over and hang out in the garden or the living room. In the evening, my mother and I prepare dinner together. We try to make something new or experiment with different cuisines. We also bake some desserts or snacks for the upcoming week. After dinner, we spend some time unwinding. My father and I usually watch a sports match together while my mother and siblings catch up on their favorite TV shows. We sometimes call our relatives or friends to see how they're doing. Before I go to bed, I take some time to plan out my upcoming week. I make a list of all the tasks I need to complete and prioritize them based on their deadlines. I also take some time to reflect on the week that has gone by and think about the things I'm grateful for. Finally, I get into bed and read a book for a little while before falling asleep. Sundays are a much-needed break from the busy school week, and I cherish the time spent with my family and friends.